Welcome to Children at Play, a podcast where we talk about stuff.
Yeah, stuff and things.
New episodes every Thursday, so if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you like what you hear, make sure you follow us on all social medias. We can be found at cap_podcast. That is CAP_podcast on both Instagram and Twitter.
Do what he said.
And without further ado, we hope you enjoy this episode of Children at Play, a podcast.
Get your popcorn because it's starting now.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Children at Play. It is your boy Jalen, aka
What?
AKA what?
Oh, God.
AKA who, what, when, why, and where.
I thought that was who, what, when, where, why.
Same difference. And I'm here with, you already know.
It's your boy Tristan, aka Long Hair Don't Care, aka my shirt's too big, but your girl ain't. Was that good?
I guess, if that's what you want to do. Oh,
It was. Continue, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Remember how
Gracias.
we said, why are you so close to the mic?
Is this a good enough volume right here?
Yes, it is. Can you not hear yourself?
I mean, yeah,
You're
but
like
I
this.
feel
You're like,
I
hello,
gotta get
guys.
right
How are
here.
you doing? Yeah.
I gotta get right here.
You don't.
So
Anyways,
I'm fine right here.
speaking of mics, we got so many people saying, you know, the mics in your face, the filters in your face, da da da. So we got new pop filters, as you can see.
As you can see, we have nicely shaped pop filters that go around our microphone, so
that
they're
they're
no
not-
longer in our faces
Exactly.
right here.
And actually, you might not be able to see because we are now on Spotify.
On Spotify.
Woo! So go check us out on Spotify. Or if you're listening to this on Spotify, it's awesome. It's very lit.
Which we're working on getting on Apple Podcasts.
Yep, so we're
we'll
excited.
see how that goes.
Yep. Shout out Anchor. Thank you, Anchor.
Thank you, Anchor. But
Check out
yes,
Anchor.
we are on Spotify. Just
Yep.
search
Children at Play.
and you will find us.
And if it doesn't show up, Children at Play, a podcast.
A podcast.
And it should show up.
right there in front of your face.
Yep. So, Tristan, what is new for you this week?
This week, well, I got the best news any man can get.
What is that?
My Lord and Savior, Tom Brady, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have acquired Robert Gronkowski.
Rob Gronkowski.
Oh my God.
What a guy.
Who? Tom or Gronk?
Both, honestly.
Tom is the epitome of a human, and Robert Gronkowski
A specimen.
is fun, life-sized.
Life size. What does that mean?
He's life-sized, like fun. If fun was a
so he's
person,
fun personified. Fun characterized.
life-sized. I like the
We're
word.
all
I like
life
what I said
size,
better.
Tristan.
But fun isn't life-sized.
Fun is just not alive. So it's
But
fun
if
personified.
Fun was
Personified.
whatever. It is Robert
Rob
Gronkowski.
Gronkowski. I get it. I get what you're saying.
So pretty much the Buccaneers are going to win another. Tom Brady is going to win another Super Bowl
That's
and then
cool.
retire.
Yeah, probably so. He's getting a little up there in
And
age.
then I will be, once he retires, I will probably be out of football.
What?
He is everything for me. So like once he's out, bro, I'm out. I feel like, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see,
We'll
I
see.
guess.
What's new for you, bro? It's been a week
It's been a week.
since we recorded last.
Yeah, and last week we told you guys we were going to run a little competition on
Did
our
we?
Instagram.
A competition?
Yeah,
A
about
competition?
who you guys mess with more. Are you Team Tristan or Team Jalen? And we said that the loser would get pied. Turns out
Who won that, bro?
that I am a loser.
This is time for my celebration speech. First of all, man, I just want to thank Tom Brady.
No one cares. This is my time. You asked me how I was doing, so I'm going to tell you how I'm doing. I'm actually kind of disappointed that you people out there would rather... I'm not even going to say that I think you guys are Team Tristan. I think you just guys want to see me get pied, which is okay. Hey, haters are going to hate. I need my haters. I live off my haters. But you voted. I can't, we can't go against the people. People's podcast. We
No
can't
matter
go against
what,
the
bro,
people.
I'm still victorious.
Okay.
Shout out Tori and Trina Vega and the whole cast. So yeah, I will
Yeah.
be pieing you.
Yes. Check our social medias this
Time
upcoming
soon.
week. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna post. I mean, I guess what's gonna come first, the pie or this video?
This video is gonna come first.
All right,
So probably Saturday. Let's say Saturday. I can.
Okay, yeah, Saturday.
So if you're listening to this, watching to this, watching to this,
Watching to
listening
this.
to this, watching this, yeah, check out our Instagram. That is cap_podcast, and we will have a video.
Should I put it on Twitter? I mean, we don't do it.
Yeah, we'll put it on Twitter
Put it
too.
on Twitter too, so you guys can.
I'm gonna be getting pied.
whatever.
I'm not looking forward to this. But in other news, we made a fire pit. You know?
We did.
Yeah, quarantine things, keeping busy,
Quarantine
staying
things,
outside.
Staying outside, getting some fresh air, not letting these walls contain us.
And it's funny because we went to Home Depot.
Yes.
In order to get some stuff so I can fix a leak in my bathtub. Handyman things.
How'd that
high
turn
five.
out?
Fist bump actually. Quarantine. Coronavirus.
Did you fix the
flatten the
pipes?
curve? I did. I fixed the leak, so that was pretty cool. But we were there at Home Depot, and we've been thinking about making a fire pit for a long time. So
Very
we're just
long
like,
time. Very long
let's
time.
go check these bricks out. So we check out these bricks. We had our fire pit all laid out. Cool. 90-something bricks that we had moved onto the pallet. And we're walking around. We're like, hey, do you guys have any lava glass? And the dude's like, what's that? And we're like, for a fire pit. He's like, oh, you're making a fire pit. Don't use those bricks. Use this other brick. And so we had to remove these 96 bricks and then go get these other bricks. But I think it was worth it. Our fire pit's cool. But turns out we didn't get enough bricks. We thought we did. We paid for enough bricks, but didn't acquire enough bricks.
Turns out we forgot how to count. And
we really don't know what happened.
I don't know. I could have swore we had the right amount of bricks.
I mean, we paid for the right amount, so we knew the right math. We just were 12 bricks shy.
Them. But I swear we were counting them as we were placing them on the cart.
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way, we made a fire pit. It's not finished yet, so we got to figure out or just go back and get the rest of the bricks.
But she's cute right now. She's pretty cute.
Pretty little thing, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, once quarantine is over, you're all invited to our crib for a bonfire.
To the fire pit.
Yeah, the children that play bonfire, you already know.
Children that play. Oh, that's a thing. It's a thing.
It's a thing now. It's going to happen.
It's a thing.
If you're invited all around the world, fly in.
We have a landing strip in our backyard.
Yep.
Just come, don't crash.
And we can just have a nice little bonfire.
Nice little bonfire.
I think it's time for us to digress and talk about the things that need to be talked about.
Oh, I need to back up.
Which is what, Tristan? What do we need to talk about?
Well, in the previous episode of Children That Play a Podcast, we kind of briefly went over our goals, but didn't really, dive into them as thoroughly as we should have. So I think we're going to take some time in this episode of the podcast and explain that a little bit more to you.
But even still, not even just our goals, but just, I guess, talk about goals in general. And I mean, I guess to start, in your mind, what is a goal?
What is a goal? Something that you pretty much, I guess, in whatever you're doing, maybe are just striving for.
Cool. I mean, I think that's a pretty
what
streamlined.
You're striving for.
I think that's like what everybody would say. Essentially, a goal is something to strive for. But I mean, I don't know. I think I was talking to my uncle about this.
Shout out his uncle, man.
Shaylin Davidson.
Gave
what
us
a guy.
Some bomb. Well, is bomb good or bad? Like bomb
is good.
Bomb.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Some bomb pointers. So,
But
man.
We were talking about just like, because we mentioned the goals in the last episode. So we were talking about goals, and he made a good point about like how not everybody thinks that goals are the same thing or that we even need goals. And I'm like, I'm kind of similar. I think in terms of like the world, I'm in a class, a senior seminar class, basically preparing us to go out into the real world, right? And so we had to have goals, and the goals, they're like create goals. So we created goals, but then me and one of my friends, shout out Alex, said that we wanted to win Oscars. And our teacher was like, that's not a goal.
How was that not a goal?
That's what we were saying, but because it wasn't actionable or tangible or something along those nature, it wasn't a goal. So I'm like, she said it was more of a dream than a goal.
But that's
and I'm
still
like,
a
why can't
goal.
a dream be a goal? Maybe there's something there, like in terms of definitions, that makes that a thing. But in my mind, that is a goal. In my mind, it's something that I can foresee, I can act upon, and I can make happen. I guess if you want to say it has too much to do on other people, like I can't control whether I win an Oscar or not. Okay, fine.
But
so then I can say my goal is to be the greatest actor or the greatest film writer or the greatest director or whatever. And if I am the greatest, I'm going to win an Oscar. If that makes sense. I think that's my mindset.
But
on
according
it.
to whoever professor said, that what you just said is still dreams and not goals. Becoming the greatest,
Essentially,
whatever.
Yeah, I guess because it's not tangible. But so I guess the goal would be create a film, or in even more specifically, 5 years from now. So on what's today? April 21st. On April 21st, 2025, I will have created a film, a feature film.
Okay.
I will have created a blockbuster film.
So that sounds, and I don't believe in like tangible and what's not possible, whatever. Anything's possible.
KG.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
But you putting a date on that, I don't know, dream goal or whatever, made it seem more, I don't know, like reasonable, achievable.
Or maybe not even achievable, something more to push towards.
Yeah.
Because it's not just like, oh, I'm putting this out here.
Because like saying I want to win an Oscar, well, that can be whenever. But saying you want to make a film in the next 5 years makes it seem like you can work for that.
So I guess it's just breaking down. I guess for me, the overall goal is to be the greatest, but breaking that bigger goal into smaller checkpoints maybe on the road to goals is maybe what that class is trying to get us to do. But just the way that professor mentioned it was as if like that is not a goal. And I was like, okay, I get it, but I don't get it. Anyways, I digress. I guess we should probably mention our goals. Or our aspirations. So I know in the last podcast we did say we want to be great, we want to do that, we want to do that, but we never really said what we want to be great at what we want to do at the end of the day. And for me, I find that kind of hard to kind of settle on.
Because even before we recorded this, I was saying that I really don't know what like my goals are. I know like what I want to be and like where I want to be in the future. But it's like, as far as goals go, like, I don't know if I really have any like goals. I want to be something, but it's just kind of just up to me to get there. But what's it called? Like, so you have not goals, but like
aspirations?
I mean, not aspirations, but whatever. I guess a few goals / like checkpoints I think I've set from myself are like, okay, well, first, I make / want to make music, okay? So I tried the whole rap thing. I'm not done with that yet, but I kind of tried it. Might dive into it. We'll see. But I kind of picked up DJing. I realized I love EDM music. So now I think I found not a new love, but I'm just like discovering just how much I love EDM and like DJing and like that whole scene. So currently I am working on three or four songs, okay? And by the end of, I don't want to say the year, 'cause that's a very long time, but let's just zoom out real quick. By the end of the year, I want to have put out two or three, 4 or 5 song projects
that are strictly EDM.
that are strictly EDM. And I'm learning how to produce and do everything now. So I'm working on that. I'm learning how to DJ. So like by the end of the year, I want to have put out a few, couple song projects, and probably, if not, be comfortable enough DJing to where I can DJ, like for like parties and stuff. Hopefully I'm good enough to get into like a club somewhere.
So this, you're saying your goal is to become a DJ
I guess that's the overall goal, yes.
as of right now.
But it's like, yes.
So in terms of what does that look? Not what is it? You said what it looks like, but so I'm saying, so if somebody comes up to you right now and says, "Are you a DJ?" What is your answer?
I say yes because I'm a DJ. Like, and I've told myself this, and I have messed around in front of people on my little turntables, and people kind of think I'm a DJ. This girl asked me to DJ her party. I was going to do it for her, but COVID struck, and that kind of, was shut down. But I tell myself I am a DJ, blah, 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 just so I kind of am forced to do things.
Right.
I'm forced to make music. I'm forced to practice DJing.
Which is interesting, because that's something that I have difficulty doing. So one of my biggest pet peeves, so I'm in the performance world, I'm an actor and whatnot. So I'm in plays, I make music, but I hesitate to call myself things. I say I'm an actor, I'm a writer, because these are the things that I do well, from my opinion. If somebody was to come up to me and say, act right now, I could do it. You know what I mean? Like if somebody said, here, come act in this movie, come act in this play, I could do it and be competent at it. I would be fine putting myself up against other people who consider themselves actors. But I find a hard time saying I'm a singer, because yes, I can sing, or that I'm a rapper, because yes, I can rap, but I'm not confident in my own abilities enough to where I say that I can do that thing. So I think that's something that I personally need to break from, that I think you do better than I do. But I don't know. One of my biggest pet peeves, as I was saying, is if somebody says, yeah, I'm a singer, you hear them sing and they can't sing. Yeah. Or yeah, I'm a dancer, you see them dance, they can't dance. But I guess on one hand, you say, wow, you have the confidence to say that, to assert yourself. That's something that I don't have.
And confidence can take you, far.
Far, yes. But I think it might be fear on my part. I'm afraid to fail, because I think on one hand, yes, I can dance better than some people who say they're dancers. I can sing better than some people who say they're singers. But to me, I wouldn't say I am a singer. I am a dancer, because I am not to the caliber that I could walk into anywhere and not be questionable about my own abilities. And so I think I kind of need to break out of that. I think I need to go into a place. I'll always be like, oh, I make music. People will be like, oh, are you a rapper? And I'm like, so are you a singer? I make music.
So if you can do these things, why haven't you like broken out of that habit yet?
Like I said, I think it's fear. I think it's purely fear. I think
fear is a bitch.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, I think that's one thing that you kind of have to learn to break, to free up.
I feel like for the most part, fear is like always going to be there. It's just a matter of like, until you like, I guess, break it, it's going to be there, but you just have to do it anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't even know if fear ever goes away. Like, I'm pretty sure.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if people just like are, but low key, when I think of fearless, for some reason, I think of Beyonce.
Interesting. Okay.
I think Beyonce is fearless, and probably, many other people too, but just when I see that word, I don't know why I heard though, but it's a thing.
Interesting.
But yeah, like you said, I don't really think fear goes away.
But why? Okay, why? What about Beyonce's fearless? Let's break this down. Okay, so fearless. I am not fearless in terms of this.
I'm not fearless.
If we're talking about fearless performers, or let's think about things that are fearless in general.
I'm scared.
Like I think one time from things I've watched a lot of like, there's this documentary series on Netflix, well,
Yes.
biopic series on Netflix called Medal of Honor. And it's about people who have won Medal of Honors. And if you watch their stories, I would say those guys are fearless. But a lot of the people you interview, they say, or at least the people who have survived their Medal of Honor encounters, most people don't. But the people who have and got their medal, talking to them, they're like, are you afraid? They're like, no. They're like, at that point, there is no fear because I think they've gone to the point where they've accepted that they're probably going to die.
Yeah.
So they're no longer afraid of that. So they just do whatever. And so I feel like if you've got to the point where you've accepted everything negative, then you can finally embrace the positive. If that makes sense. It's kind of like a catch-22.
Because I don't know the phrase.
I think it's a catch-22.
You should know better.
Anyways, one of those things, like a paradox of sorts. Once you accept the negative as a possibility, then you can fully embrace the positive.
Yeah, that makes sense. But what you just said, I don't know if that, for me, describes Beyonce.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying it describes Beyonce, but I'm saying maybe Beyonce's to the point where she's heard all of the hate. She's got to the biggest stage where it's like, people are gonna boo you. You can fail. She has failed. So now that I have failed, now that I have felt this hate, I'm no longer afraid of it. Or now that I've accepted it as a part of what happens in this industry, then I'm no longer afraid of it. Therefore, I have no fear and I can fully embrace what I do well and fully embrace myself, my confidence, and my work.
That's probably it. You probably hit the nail on the head.
Doom. I mean, hey.
With that one. So yeah, I'm for sure not fearless. I really don't know how to like work on that. I mean, besides just doing. I
think like what you said, like what you've already started to do, like telling people, girl asked you to DJ her party. You're like, yeah, I can DJ your party. Because you don't know if you can DJ her party.
I can't.
But you know.
I don't know.
But once you're there, it's that fight or flight. Like you're either going to have to do it or you're going to
do it
crash and burn.
So, I mean, yeah. So I think you should be more confident in yourself, man.
I mean, definitely. But that's hard.
But you, I guess you work more towards like, okay, so like I say I'm a freaking DJ, but my mom said this. I have nothing to like show for it, pretty much.
Word, yeah.
Which is true, but like at least you have the education, you have the plays, the gigs, the reels, the experience to where like people can believe you when you say you're an actor. People don't know or people don't think I can DJ because I don't have anything to show for it except for the people who have seen me mess around.
But then it's also like, how do you get that experience if you don't have it? Which is another thing with like acting, but we're not talking about that now. Anyways, it's one of those weird things where it's like you can't get that experience, but word of mouth will go a long way. And having that look, like you can walk in somewhere and never have acted before. Sidney Poitier did this. There's a documentary talking about Sidney Poitier. This is how he got his first job. He was looking in the newspaper. He was from, I think, the Bahamas, came to New York and was looking in the newspaper and saw an ad for actors wanted. So he walked in. The guy said, "Are you an actor?" He said yes. He could barely speak English. So the guy gave him a play and was like, "Here, act, do this." And he couldn't. And dude was like, "Get out of my building." But he came back and said, "Hi, my name is Sidney Poitier. I want to be an actor. I will clean your studio if you just teach me
the ways.
If you let me take some classes, I will clean. I'll be the janitor here." And so that's what happened. But if he would have gone and if he would have had that fear, just that lack of confidence to just say, walked in, guy said, "Are you an actor?" He would have said no, and then none of that would have ever happened. Yeah. We wouldn't have Sidney Poitier.
So you just got to tell yourself, bro, it's mental. Right. It's all mental.
It is all mental. But I mean, okay, I guess we got to your goal, I guess essentially.
Yeah, that's my end of the year. But
if
like,
you had to, so I guess we never really stated it, kind of. But if you had to pinpoint the one thing, I'm Tristan and this is what I want to do.
I'm Tristan.
Base, I guess the base thing, the tangible thing.
And well, damn.
the tangible thing, and then we can expand on that later and give the overarching.
I don't know. I want to be a DJ.
Okay, cool.
But like, your Dead Mouses, your Martin Garrixes, your Tiestos, your Hardwells. That catch me at EDC, Ultrafest, that kind of DJ.
Got it.
And I can do it. All right?
You can.
I can do it.
Hey, I don't doubt you. I believe in you.
So that is the goal.
Okay. And I think for me, if I had to say that, maybe we can talk about this, but so I've already said I'm an actor, I'm a writer, I make music. Cool. When you think of that, who do you think of?
When I think of an actor?
Actor, writer, make music.
Nobody you like.
Oh, come on.
Who acts writes
It's a pretty simple answer.
and makes music? I mean, yeah, but I'm trying to think. Who else does that?
No. Think of the one, when you think of that, who do you think of? Right
Drake.
now. What? Are you serious? This is not a test. This is not a joke. It's a very simple answer.
Oh,
Actor, writer, musician. Probably the
Drake.
biggest one right now.
Drake.
Okay.
I'm
He's
playing,
not-
bro. I know. I'm kidding. Donald Glover.
Yes, cool. So I think Donald Glover is the best kind of example of that. And there's no name for that, I guess. Everyman,
Talented.
jack of all
Just come on,
trades.
bro.
That's what I want to do. I don't want to be Donald Glover. I want to be Jalen
Okay.
Davidson. But
Well, yeah.
he's the person I look up to. So I think if I had to set a goal, it would be I want to be a actor, writer, and musician on the highest level, which is what I think Donald Glover does.
For sure.
Man has an Emmy, has an Emmy for writing and an Emmy for acting. I'm pretty sure he has an Emmy for Community, and he has an Emmy, and he has Grammys for music. So he's done all of these things on the highest level, and I think that's my goal. So if I had to drop it to lower, hi, I'm Jalen. I want to be a writer, actor, and a musician. And if we're taking it a step higher, I want that to be able to provide for my living. It's not about making the money for me, but I want it to be to the point where that is what I am focused on.
And us achieving these actor, writer, musician, myself DJing, but can hopefully open up doors to maybe act, write, whatever. This is what we were talking about last week when we said we wanted to be able to influence people
Right.
on a world scale.
Right. And I think in order to do that, which gets back to my point I was just making, is you have to be able to do that as your life. The people who are doing these things in a way that's impacting the world and where they have their voices, have their platforms, have that widespread reach, global reach, are able to do so because they don't have to worry about having a job. You know, they don't have to worry about where they're going to get their next money because they can support themselves off their art, off their gifts and talents. And then because they're able to do that, they've garnered this reach and respect, and therefore they can use their voice. And so I think that's essentially what I want to do. But if we're doing that baseline goal, my goal is to become an actor, writer, musician who can support himself, not have to worry about that. His primary focus can be on the art that he wants to create. Therefore, after that, can have an impact. And I think how to get there, I don't know. I think it's a lot having to do with, and I think we both kind of live this way, but that law of attraction, positivity, let me not say it's a lot to do with that. I think a lot of that is, and I mean, I don't know how you feel about this, but I don't necessarily want to be famous. I had like a big argument with my brother because I was trying to say this to him, and he was like, yes, you do. Like, your goal is to be famous. And I was like, no, this is a while ago, but I was like, no, my goal is not to be famous. But if I achieve my goal, I'm going to be famous. The end goal is not to be famous for me. But if I do everything that I want to do to the caliber that I want to do it, there's no way I'm not going to be. And it's the same thing with winning a Grammy, an Oscar, a Tony, and all these things. It's like if I do what I want to do, the level that I want to do it, my name,
inevitable.
It's inevitable that my name is going to be mentioned in those conversations. Whether I want it or not, I'm going to get nominated, you know?
And then it's inevitable that fame will come after that.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Which, if I could do this without the fame, cool. It's not about being famous. If I could do it without the money, it's not about getting the money. That's where I think we might differ.
I mean, yeah. I don't. I mean, yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, if we speak if we differ.
I mean, I'm not like saying like you're wrong. Well, I'm just saying like, yeah. I mean, I want the life. That's all I gotta say.
No, that's not all you gotta say. Clearly, there's more. What is that life?
I want the life, the parties, the accolades, but like I'm not like super material. I just want.
So why do you want that?
I don't know. I think it's fun. Hopefully, it's fun because back in my day, whatever, I used to go to these parties with people, and they were fun. Okay. But I was just like, bro, so just imagine this party, this function being with these people, but like just on a world, you can do whatever, not you can do whatever you want, Skill, but it's like if you're whatever, Travis Scott, whatever, you can go to any function, anywhere, turn up, get out, and it's the same thing the next day. That's kind of how I not came up, but once I started partying, I was a partier, bro. So it was shit every weekend, blah, blah, blah. So if that's fun to me on this level, this level of living, it's probably just going to be even crazier if you're a celebrity. But it's like, I'm not really material. I just want the life.
So that entices you.
Yes.
See, I don't know if that is what's enticing to me. Yeah, because I'm a very introverted guy. I mean, it's kind of hard to be an introverted guy, and like, I mean, when you're an actor, yada, 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 but I'd rather not go to the parties. I like throwing parties, but I would rather not go to the parties and the functions and meet all the people. But I think, like I said, I feel like if I do what I do, it's inevitable. Because I think that all comes to the fact that I think I might have said this last time, and one of my close friends, one of my best friends' mom, Miss Tina, she called about the last podcast and mentioned this to me, and how this kind of struck her. I guess I said something along the lines of, I want to be the greatest, which I've been saying this. But to elaborate on that, I think there's no point in doing something if you don't want to be great at it. Mm-hmm. I think everything we ever do, we strive to be great. And if you're not striving to be great at that thing, then why are you doing it? You're wasting your time doing it. If I am a teacher, I might have started teaching like my parents. My parents didn't start teaching because they wanted to teach, because they loved to teach. They started teaching because they were about to have a son, my brother, and they needed to support my brother. And they could get jobs as teachers because my grandma was a superintendent. And so they didn't start out because they wanted to teach and wanted to be the greatest teacher. But when they became a teacher, they were like, oh, I'm going to be doing this. I love this. And if I love this, I'm going to want to put my effort into it. I'm going to want to be the best, you know? And I think maybe that's just how I was raised. Playing sports my whole life, you know, whether I did it or not, I wanted to win. I'm competitive. But also my dad would be like, you know, you want to be the best. I'd be like, oh, Dad, I did so good at practice, but are you starting? No. Okay. Why aren't you starting? Like, oh, look at what that guy did. Okay, but you should be doing the same thing. You should be better. So I've never looked at people as being on my same plane. I've looked at everybody as like, I've respected people and what they do, but I've always wanted to not necessarily be better, but do what they can do plus some, you know? And so in my mind, being an actor, being a writer, I know I'm not the greatest yet, but why am I going to put so much effort into something unless I want to be the best at it? Or even not even the best at it, be the best at it that I can ever be. And if I am the best that I can ever be, that best should be among the greatest to ever do that thing. Like, you think Michael Jordan walked into a basketball gym and was like, okay, I'm going to play basketball and I'm going to be good. I think he walked into every gym, into every game saying, I'm going to be the best person on this floor. I'm going to be the best person to ever touch a basketball court, ever touch a basketball. And I think that's how I look at everything.
Why do you talk so much?
Because I'm passionate.
God, yes, you are, which is dope. Everything you just said, I feel. But me, I don't really care about being like the greatest at whatever. Because like, I mean, I don't know, like people, not that I want to like get by, but low key this is probably the wrong mindset. Why is this on? This is probably the wrong mindset, but to like achieve what like I want to achieve, yeah, I'd have to probably be the best coming up or like getting there. But I also feel like, well, what I do, where I feel like the music is kind of different because like there are different crowds and people who like everything. So you don't have to really be super competitive. I mean, because like there are crowds for you, bro. Like I'm not really competitive either. I don't really care about that. But anyway, I just feel like there are, with music at least, people for everybody. So if I can put out music and this group of whatever 30 people like it, that group, of course, whatever, word of mouth, whatever, they'll tell whoever. So like there's a crowd for you. I don't have to go out here and go get somebody else's.
I mean, that's not what I'm saying though. But if you're gonna make the music you're gonna make, don't you want it to be the best music you can make?
Yeah.
And if you're making the best music you can make, wouldn't you want to be listed among? Think about the people you listed. You said Martin Garrix and Deadmau5 and Diplo and all those people.
Yeah.
We're mentioning them because they are the best to do it.
Yeah. So like, yes.
Calvin Harris, Tiesto, all these people.
Ooh, them boy, 5.
Like they're the best to do it. And so if you're going to put out something, you're not here saying, okay, I'll whip this up. There you go.
Of course not.
Everything you're doing, especially at this level, everything you want to make
has to be
the best thing ever that you can make. And if it's the best thing you can make, maybe not now, but if you continue having that mindset of, oh, okay, I'm going to make the best thing that I can make. Eventually, you keep getting better and better and better. So by time I do make it, as I'm a B-list writer, I'm a B-list actor, you know, I've made it almost there. So if I could just settle and say, I made it. I'm in a TV show. I'm in a movie. I have my movie being made.
Maybe what I'm saying is like mentally, I don't think about being the greatest, but I'll just do things.
But what I'm saying is, I think I actively do think about being the greatest, but I'm saying that it gets to the point where you don't have to think about it. Because like I was saying, if I'm that B-list or whatever, I made it, it's easy for me to just settle and say, cool, I'm done. I've made it to where I'm a little minor celebrity. But if I continue having the mindset of, oh, I have to be the best I can be, I have to do better than what I've done before, then you just keep growing and growing and growing.
Yeah. So eventually you're not thinking about it. It's just happening, which is kind of what I'm thinking. Like, it's just going to have to keep getting better and better. So therefore, I'm not thinking about being the greatest because like eventually it has to get there somehow.
Well, I think that's just always my driver. Like right ahead of me, I always have. I'm like that. Like in like cartoons when like they'll put a bone in front of a dog or something.
Yes,
and it's like
whatever.
Yeah, you'll never catch up to that. I think that's just how I roll in terms of mentally, to where my goal is always one step ahead of me in terms of my dreams. I think Matthew McConaughey made something about like, who's your hero? And he said myself in 10 years because he'll never reach it. So I don't know. That's just how I kind of look at dreams and goals and myself. It's like, at the end of the day, I want to be an actor, writer, musician. But at the end of the day, I want to be the greatest actor, writer, musician I can be, which hopefully is which in turn has to be the greatest actor, writer, musician to ever do those three things. Or if not the greatest, mentioned in those names of the greats. Yeah. At the end of the day, when I leave this earth, I don't want to die, if that makes sense.
Oh.
Like,
what?
Yeah, I don't want my name and my legacy to die with me when I leave this earth.
God.
Because I want to have left something behind that's unexcusable. You know, you can't just walk past it.
I want to be immortal.
Exactly.
Immortal. So yeah.
I think, I mean, hopefully that puts that into perspective
I mean,
a little bit. Our goals, I guess.
hopefully we answered the question. I want to be a DJ, and he wants to be actor, writer, musician. I think that
But caveat, the
greatest ever,
greatest.
or
The
ever,
greatest.
or just greatest at the time, at your time.
One of the greatest. But, so one of the greatest, but the greatest me. The greatest that I can be. To which, if we have this, a level, it's infinity. Like, there's no limit to my ability. Just having to tap into that and hopefully getting to the point where, I can be the greatest.
That was a serious talk.
Yeah, it was, man.
But yeah, like you said, he's passionate about it. I can talk about things I'm pretty passionate about. I don't really have these talks with people because I feel like people won't understand, but I don't know. I think we can hash it out.
Yeah, I think,
it's cool.
for sure. I agree, because I feel like I was telling Miss Tina this as well. I think whenever I speak like this, especially in school and stuff, I feel like people are so weary to have this conversation because I fear that they think that I'm being arrogant and cocky and, that's not how I view it. Because I'm not here to look down on anybody else. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to tell you where I'm set. And if you're not like that, then that's fine. But that's not going to stop me from wanting to be keeping that same mindset. But I'm kind of hesitant to have these conversations because I feel like everybody will judge you on that because it's like, oh, what makes you think you can, like, oh, you think you're better than us? And It's like, no, I don't think I'm better than you.
I'm just letting you know that, like, mentally, bro, like,
I have to think this way. I have to think this way because otherwise, if I didn't, then why am I doing it? Why am I trying to do this so hard? Why am I going into a field where that is notoriously known for
cutthroat?
Yeah, you hear so many no's,
stuff.
but even beyond that, cannot support yourself. No money in it. Unless you're big or you hear so many no's. It's so negative. Why am I doing that to myself when I could just go and get a normal desk job?
Yeah.
And no, I can't. I can't. And so I feel like I have to have that mentality to keep me driving.
Yeah. And I feel like for me, I don't need that because I'm just gonna do it anyway. You feel me? Like I don't need to keep telling myself, "Oh, you can be the greatest," because it's just like I feel like whatever I do, it has to get there.
Oh, but that's what I'm saying. I don't think I'm telling myself that. I think that's just what is there. I think what you're saying, like you don't have to tell yourself because you know it, is the same thing as me saying I'm like telling myself that. But it's like
it's gonna happen.
Which I mean, that's you know it. Yeah. I think we're saying the same thing, just in two different ways. The way we are personally motivated is different, but at the end goal is the same.
Same. Be the best. Be the greatest you can be.
Yeah.
And hopefully, when that's accomplished, be influential, be inspirational for.
But I mean, it all starts with, I guess, believing in
yourself. Get over whatever fears we have.
Full circle.
But you got to start somewhere.
You got to start somewhere, man.
And this is it.
This is it. We're here. And I mean,
what?
Everybody, I don't know, everybody out there, if you're listening to this, but if you have something that you want to do, this is just my push to you. This is my last minute thing. If you have something that you want to do it. And do it. Don't just half-ass it,
Correct.
Do it to the fullest that you're capable of doing it. That doesn't mean you have to throw $1 million at it. That doesn't mean you have to, break yourself to do it. But if you're going to have your name on it, make it something you're proud of and just continue to do it and don't let anybody tell you can't.
There's a video, probably the best video ever made by Shia LaBeouf.
Yes.
And then you've seen the video before.
It's right here, right now.
Just do it. Oh my God. Just get started. Just do it. Like that is so simple, but he's right.
Yeah. And I think that's so many people
do it.
So many people don't do it. And I think it's fear, but it's also
fear.
just, you know,
It's wild. Like,
I say I don't have to do this. I'm
Yeah,
fine
I
just
can
sitting in my
do
house.
this and
I have a
live.
roof over me. I'm cool. I'm alive. But I don't know.
Video.
Are you alive?
Are you?
Everybody dies, but not everybody lives. Who said it?
That should be enough of it.
Yeah. But man, that was a lot.
That's a lot.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
So what else?
Change of pace.
Yeah. What else is there?
Ooh, lay off that serious talk with more serious talk. All right. So there has been a video going. Where are we at on time? I don't know. There's been a video going around. I mean, it was a TikTok video, but it's on all like social media platforms now. Of this, I don't know if they're a couple or like siblings or whatever, but that racist video of that girl and that guy like pouring.
Let's not say it as if you know, because some people listening or watching may not know what it is. There is a video, not that video. There is a video.
There is a video
of,
but people know what it is. Of
but
a
maybe
girl,
they don't.
They know. Of a girl and a guy. There was like being blatantly racist in the video. They have this racist word in a sink.
Not a. Oh, I don't know if we can.
That's what I'm
The
saying.
N-word.
The N-word. Yes. The N-word. That one. And they're like pouring ingredients on like how to make the N-word.
Yeah. There's a trend where people are like, oh, how to make. Let's just make it simple.
Grits.
How to make grits. And so they have the sink. There's a sink, and they have the word grits in the sink. And then you get a cup, fill it with water, say water, boom,
Butter.
another cup full of water, butter,
Okay, yeah,
salt, pepper, and you just keep pouring the water in the sink, and that's how you make that thing. But it's usually
grits.
like how to make. So we'd be like how to make. I don't know, Babe Ruth.
What?
A lot of home runs. New York Yankees.
Muscles.
Exactly. And so that's what, but they were doing it with making an N-word.
An N-word, and they had just derogatory terms and just
Phrases, stereotypes.
stereotypical terms for N-words. But I brought this up because where that video was made, Carrollton, Georgia. I'm from Carrollton, Georgia. Okay, so it's kind of weird seeing this happen in the place I grew up, where I really didn't experience much racism. But before we get into me, I just want to ask you a kind of vague question. What are your thoughts on racism in the year 2020?
I think it's weird to think that it's still. I think it's ignorant. I think it's one ignorant to say that racism doesn't exist now, but I think it still is shocking when it's something so blatant. I think much of the racism that we experience now is like, you know, systematic racism or things that is like due to slavery, we as Black people, you know, have these certain things, or due to the civil rights movements, we as Black people have these certain things, or let me not even just say black and white racism, just having to do with the way our world works and the way our country is built, in terms of just subtle things, like whether it was racist or not. The story I mentioned about my teacher back in high school, you know, little things that aren't so blatant, they're just like stereotypical or just based on assumptions and things of that nature, and just little things like with getting a job or being in a class, stuff like that. Not something so big. Also, just the fact that like these two kids in the video are just like laughing and pouring the water, and
So
it's like
casual.
it's like this isn't a thing. Like it's like
Like obviously this is not like true for like I don't get like what they thought was happening. Like
I guess I hope they thought that nobody was gonna see it.
I think
Because
that was
if they're doing that, knowing they're gonna put this on the internet for
different,
I'm like, wow, like you are bold. Like,
yeah, but yeah, I don't
hat
think
off
so.
to you for being that bold and believing in something that deeply and strongly to where you can just fully put that out.
Fuck
and,
it.
Like, right? Like, because one, if you're racist, you're racist. You know,
Yeah.
if you can accept the fact that you're racist and walk out and say, yeah, I'm racist. I hate you, Black people. Cool. You have your You have your right to hate me. I guess I don't know why. I mean, I think I'm pretty cool, but
I don't like you.
Okay, that's a little mean. But
Yeah.
anyways, at least you have the courage to come out and say it. There are so many people who are probably walking around racist and will never tell you.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, anyways, I don't think that's what they did. I think they didn't know they were gonna do it because they were laughing and joking, like as if they didn't understand that people died over that word. And sure, people died over that word and the way they were using it. You know, sometimes somebody may slip up and say the N word, you know, rapping a song, or you know, oh, what's up, my, you know, and they're like not black, but these people were using it in a derogatory term in order to create negative and perpetuate negative stereotypes on a whole culture. And I'm sure they probably have black friends. They were probably hanging out with black people a day ago, 2 days ago.
Yeah, for sure. Especially out in Carrollton, bro. It's everywhere.
And so,
I don't know about everywhere.
And so it's so weird to me. But I don't know. I know I'm speaking in a way that's probably very familiar for everybody, but I know you kind of have a interesting approach to racism in terms of how it doesn't affect you. And I mean, it doesn't, I'm not sitting here like, oh, like, or if somebody were to call me like the N-word to my face, I would be like, what? I would be like taken aback, and I maybe be, I mean, both of us are kind of similar in terms of we don't really have tempers or anything, but I would be like, what? Like, come on, bro. But I don't know how, like, what's your thoughts on it?
Okay. So when I first saw this video, my first reaction was I laughed, bro. Because I was just like, one, laughing at why they would do this. What was the goal behind this video? But then it's just like, you laugh at the stupidity of these people because it's just like, bro, this is 2020. Racism is still alive, but it's like, why are you blatantly, deliberately doing this? Hopefully didn't plan to post it, but it slips up. What now you have to answer what was your motive. Obviously it's freaking, I don't know, they're racist. I don't know, they don't like, I guess, black people. But I don't know. I have never really experienced racism. Maybe I have. It's just freaking been over my head, whatever. Because growing up, or, you know, in that area, Villarica, Carrollton, whatever, it's pretty mixed. You have the whites, the blacks, the few Asians. You have the Hispanic, Latino crowd. And myself, I really hung out with the white kids. Yeah, I hung out with black people too, whatever. But I usually hung out with the white kids. I played soccer. I dated freaking white girls, whatever. So in my experience, I've kind of always been cool with white people. And even the ones who were racist, and it's like, they're not like, at least the people I knew. I knew a few racist people, yeah. But they weren't like, oh, I just hate whatever N-words, black people. But they would always just tell me, oh, bro, you're cool, you're different, you're not like them. And back then, and even still now, but like back then, I was just like, yeah, whatever. But I should have been like, yo, like what does that mean? It's always just gone like over my head. I never really or...
Is it like you didn't feel a need to say something?
I know, like I don't know. I didn't feel
personally
attacked because I guess they were saying what I was cool, or like I wasn't like them.
But it's not like I have to stick up for
anybody else they're talking about.
Are you still like that? Do you still have that mentality?
I mean, for the most part, it's just like
if somebody you know is like racist and they come in and say, "Hey, Tristan, I like you because you're a cool nigger." Are you like?
See, I just laughed. Like I don't.
Yeah, you laughed,
like,
but are you just gonna keep chilling with them? Or are you gonna say, "Hey, like I'm cool"? Like,
I mean,
you're a friend, but are you gonna say, "Hey, like black people"? What is your idea of what a black person is supposed to be?
I think I don't know how to respond to that. Like, okay, like I probably wouldn't keep hanging with this person because, like you just said just then, it was super blatant and like I hate N-words. So, but back then, they weren't, because it's like they would hang out with everybody. So
Right.
it's just like they didn't seem like super black, white racist, because like they would say what they said to me, but still hang out with everybody. So like, if somebody said it to me now, like I said, I really, really probably wouldn't know how to respond, but I would be like, oh yeah, sure, bro. But then just probably not hang with them because like they are racist.
Yeah.
And that's
But
like,
I think I wouldn't be able to not say anything at this point in my life. Just knowing everything, that goes around that, and then the social and political climate of today and everything. Just I think that's just not okay. I know there are instances where like cancel culture is big, and people get canceled over everything. Things they said 10 years ago when they were 12 on Twitter, a person will get canceled for it.
yeah.
And sometimes people will slip up, and I mean, obviously I think you should be more aware. You should just be aware of your surroundings and your status as a human and just kind of think a little forward. But they'll say the N-word, quoting, they quoted some Lil Wayne lyrics on Twitter when they were 12 years old in middle school. But now they're 24 and they're in the limelight, and somebody looked back at their tweets and saw they had this, and it's like, oh, that person's a racist. I don't know if that person's a racist. I think they might have said something that they shouldn't have said. But I think if it's somebody is saying this in a derogatory way and is saying all of these things, not one, I think you have to realize the social context and the historical context of the word. Two, if you're using it in a blatant and derogatory fashion, that is something that is not excusable in my eyes. That's something that you need to
be like, you need to check them. Like, yo,
yeah,
chill out.
I have to say something to you. And if you're the person and you're like, yeah, this is how I feel. Okay, cool. We can have that conversation and hash that out. Or I can be like, okay, cool. Like, that's how you feel, but I'm not going to continue to associate myself with you. And I'm still going to check you on that. Or you can be like, oh, I didn't mean anything by it. And that's where we have a problem. That's where we have a problem, where it's like, I didn't even mean to post this, which is what these kids are doing. I didn't mean to post it. It was supposed to be on my private. It doesn't matter if you meant to post it or not. You made that video, and you can't excuse like you made that video. You had this idea, you had these thoughts, and you executed the thoughts. So there is something there to where it's not excusable for you to say, oh, I'm sorry, that was an accident. I didn't understand. No, you understood. Even though we don't have the proper education that we need in your 11th grade U.S. history class, you learned about the Civil Rights Movement. You learned about the Ku Klux Klan. You learned about exactly.
America, bro.
And so I think at that point it's something that is inexcusable in either this person is raised, or maybe it's even a product of surroundings or how they were raised. Maybe they were raised in a way where it was not that big of a deal.
I mean, probably like for myself, I don't really think. I mean, I guess my parents, tried and have kind of sat me down and like told me, listen, Tristan, no matter what you do, who you hang out with, who you date, blah, 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 you're black. Okay. So, but even with my folks telling me that, I am so used to kind of just ignoring things. It's like if somebody came up to me and called me N-word, hard R, I really probably wouldn't even like respond to them. Cause like for me, which isn't probably the right thing to do, but I feel like the more this video was disgusting, terrible, horrible. They should be, fucking
reprimanded in some
way. Just this was bad. But like on the side of the street, what was I going with that? Oh my God, I distracted myself. Call me the N-word, I probably would just keep it moving. Oh, yeah. Because I kind of feel like the more we give...
Provoke.
I don't know if it's provoke, but like somebody calls you the N-word, you might not get too upset, but you'll like check them. I feel like that still lets people who use that word in derogatory fashions, that lets them know that this word still works.
Me.
Like, yeah.
Which I don't think that's the case. Like you said, I feel like I can't give that person the satisfaction of knowing that they hurt me, but I can say, I don't think they hurt me. It's like, okay, you're not gonna. It's not this, you're not going to put me down by calling me an N-word. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. If that makes your day better, cool. You're not gonna ruin my day by calling me an N-word. But I think if you do, I'm gonna be like, I think maybe I will laugh in your face. As a person, you come up to me, call me the N-word, I might say, what? Like, and it's just the sheer absurdity that you think that is going to like that you using that word, you're using that word to maim me in some way.
Yeah, like,
to check me, to say, like, this is what you are. And it's like,
especially now, like, bro, like, I've never been called that word before, but whenever and if it happens, I'm just like, bro, what is that supposed to
it's
do?
disrespectful just because of the history and what's happened. But it's like, I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of having that affect me in a negative way. Mm-hmm. I think I have to be above that. And that, I think that speaks volumes in terms of progression and kind of holding the history and honoring those who pass so that we can hear that word and not be fearful. Mm-hmm. And hear that word and not have to, shudder and turn around and tuck our tails.
Correct.
But I think in terms of this video, it's just, if you haven't seen it,
welcome to Children at Play, a podcast where we talk about stuff.
Yeah, stuff and things.
New episodes every Thursday. So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you like what you hear, make sure you follow us on all social medias. We can be found at cap_podcast. That is CAP_podcast on both Instagram and Twitter.
Do what he said. Come on.
And without further ado, we hope you enjoy this episode of Children at Play, a podcast.
Get your popcorn because it's starting anything like now. You want to add before we end this video?
Man, I don't even know.
What's going on, bro? It's April 12th. Oh, well, whatever. Today is my boy Rogel's 26th birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, Rogel.
If you made it this far in the comments, happy birthday, Rogel. I'll spell his name. Oh,
yeah,
it's lit. It's right there.
Whoa. But yeah, and just so you guys know, we have not forgot about the movies. We have still been watching movies. We wanted to take a little break, do a little more of a serious episode, I guess. But we're going to be back with another movie next week or two.
Two? That's a lot.
We don't have to go all in depth, but let's say 2 movies next week. We already watched Prisoners next week, and the next one's going to be a surprise. We don't know what the second one's going to be. Neither do you. Send us music to listen to.
Yeah, nobody has sent any music yet. Send us some albums, man. Come on.
Send us some music. Or if you have personal music. And you know what?
What?
I'm gonna make another challenge. If this video gets, let's be modest. What were you gonna say?
5 minus 2 views.
Anyways, if this video gets, let's say,
but come on,
I'm gonna say 25 likes.
25 likes.
And
that's
100 views.
What's gonna happen?
And 5 comments. I'm gonna put out a song.
Okay.
I'm gonna put out a song next week.
I can't make that promise.
I'll put out a song with both of us on it.
Okay, that's doable.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
So what did I say? 25 likes, 5 comments,
100
and
views.
100 views. I'll put out a song.
Can you do it? Because we want to put out music for you guys.
Yeah.
Just so you know what we're working with over here.
Exactly.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
And like I said, the pie video is gonna be somewhere on social media. Maybe Cap. Is it gonna be on Cap Podcast? Cap Podcast, Instagram and Twitter. Saturday. What day is that? Saturday.
Whatever Saturday is.
After the Thursday we post this.
Correct. So check that out.
Look out for that stuff.
And as always, thank y'all for listening to the podcast.
Thank you.
We have been Children at Play, and we will catch y'all in the next one.
Our names.
I'm Jalen.
And I'm Tristan.
And we've been Children at Play. We'll catch y'all in the next one.